Sorry, that was pretty weird on my part. I'm sorry about that. Hey, I wanted to bring this to you real quick because I think you might find this interesting, okay? So, look, I don't know about you guys, but boomers are kind of weird, right? I actually wouldn't say boomers, but just older people in general are just kind of weird with some of the stuff they said, right? So I watched. Wait, is my shirt wet? Sorry, it just kind of looks. Anyways, so I was reading this thing online. It was a meme, right? But anyways, in this meme, actually, I wouldn't even say it's a meme. It's more like a financial post from Reddit. Yeah, I know. Just hear me out. I know. You're probably thinking some Cheeto dust sweaty fucker, fat fuck is on there being like, trying to claw at the fucking thing like a cat does on a couch. But just hear me out, okay? Anyways, so on this thing, it basically said um, that this one guy was trying to find a job, right? After and like I think it was in the late teens. No. It was basically the guy lost his job, and I think his mom told him to just call around to a bunch of places or call the credit card company, right? And tell them your situation. And she basically said, "Oh yeah, they'll work with you, right?" And he basically said that he did that, and as a result of him doing that, he only got two options, right? He could either A, close the account, or B, he could either not do anything about it, right? And apparently, they lowered the dude's rate, right? Like they lowered the credit limit on his account, right? So it's just kind of weird. Anyways, why do I say that? Look, I also forgot to mention that um, the guy probably had like a credit card payment thing. I don't know. Anyways, so I read in some of the comments about a couple stories, right? There was this one dude who, in his late teens, he was like looking for a job. And like he went out with his father, and his father basically told him that, oh yeah, no, if you go out to all these places, right? If you go out, it's better if you show up in person and ask for a job, right? And what's fucked up was the apparently all the places that he went to, they basically told him to apply online, right? And then I think it was like the last place they went to, it's like the manager there said good luck. And then the dad was like, good luck, what is that supposed to mean? You basically got somebody who wants to work right here. You want somebody to be basically put into the machine, right? And you got them working right here, but instead they're gonna have to apply online, and you're gonna just randomly generate a fucking number or something and choose from that. It's like, how the hell is that fair? Apparently, the guy didn't have a response. Look, what I'm ultimately trying to say is I'm not trying to shit on boomers. I'm not trying to shit on boomers at all, and even older people. But I hear this a lot. I hear this one. It, okay, sorry about that interruption. So, anyways, I just get told a lot by a lot of older people specifically that like, because like say like, okay, like apparently back in their day, you could bring guns into the school, right? You could bring like guns into school if you're out in the sticks or something, right? In the middle of no, look, if you're just high school, right? You could bring guns inside, leave them in there, and it was like a normal thing because apparently some kids would like go hunting after school. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Now you can't obviously do that because hey, you got people that shoot the school. Plus you got like security guards there now, so it's like, which to be honest, I can definitely see why they've got that shit there. Definitely. Anyways, it's just I just find it weird how like you got the boomers or millennials, whatever. You got people like that who see the world like that, who basically can accept that. They can accept that I guess the old way of that thing is now gone or can't believe it, whatever, right? But they can't accept certain things like, oh, if you just go into a place, they'll give you a job, right? I find that pretty weird. Now, in some ways, I understand where they're coming from. I understand that they're probably trying to help you out, or probably trying to help you out. I know that some very outdated piece of advice is to go to college. Because to be real with you, college really ain't that worth it. Well, let me back up. College is worth it depending on what you're going in for. I'd say it might be worth it going in for like medical field, maybe for the STEM stuff. Anything business related might be worth it. And there's probably some others, like some science degrees, and that's about it. That's about it, I'd say, because it's like, okay. I have this story, right? So, I work at the YMCA, right? And, anyways, I was just cleaning one day, and I got to talking with this one guy there. I'd say he's a boomer, right? We got to talking, and at this point in my life, I was kind of iffy about going back to college. I think, if anything, ultimately, it's going to be the best move for me.
No more interruptions, please.
If he interrupts me, that's fine. Anyways, so I was kind of iffy about going to college at this fucking point, right? Because I was like, I'm not too sure I want to go because like I'm investing a lot of time in this, right? Whereas I might just go in for a degree and I might not use it, right? Anyways, so I was talking with this guy and he was basically telling me, yeah, just go to college, right? Just go to college. The best opportunities in life going to college, right? Whatever, right? And I don't remember the exact things that were said in that conversation, but what I do remember is it was about college. I was kind of disagreeing with the guy myself, and then I was just like, you know what? He actually gave some good advice. I think this is a sign I should go back to college, right? And keep in mind, I've pretty much signed up beforehand, so we'll see where that goes. But anyways, yeah, it's like even my grandparents say that going to college is like the best thing, right? And I just got to tell you guys, no, it's different. You know, it's kind of funny because everybody, it's like, change is just a natural thing, you know? I mean, we could see that, I'll use warfare for instance, right? So, back in, I'd say the medieval ages, right, before the invention of gunpowder, you got people on horseback cavalry, they got swords, and they're basically charging at people, right? They're charging, you got people kind of running towards each other with like spears, they might have bows, might launch arrow volleys at people. People have shields, they have swords, that kind of thing. Well, when the cannon was made, when the cannon was built, invented, whatever you want to call it, when gunpowder was invented, it changed the way battlefields were fought. Because sure, you had like lines of soldiers that had like musket balls, but you could kill a shitload of fucking guys with that. I'll use Blue Eye Samurai for that example, right? There's a scene in that it actually shows like kind of like samurai warriors versus like people with guns, right? And basically the guys with the guns massacred the samurais, right? They did. Even though the fucking muskets can only fire one time, they still kick their asses. So, but no, it just changed everything. In World War II, actually no, in World War One, a big innovation at the time were tanks, right? Guns on the trucks, on cars, submarines, that was a big thing. Planes were also used later on. I think cavalry pretty much died then and there. It died in World War One. Because honestly, World War One changed up a lot of stuff. Yeah. I'd say World War Two, you had... I don't know if radio was invented before that point, but I think radio helped make things easier to like communicate with people. You also had the invention of nuclear bombs in later years. The automatic, like, guns, automatic rifles, right? And then you got nowadays you got the invention of drones, you got AI, you've got technology. I mean, it's kind of weird because, like, if you can control that shit, you could kind of control an element of the battlefield. But look, it's like, people are, in my opinion, people are always opposed to change. Or it's like, you got a lot of people that are opposed to change, and it's like, what's the big deal with it? I mean, I get that y'all are, like, kind of concerned with it, or y'all don't want to accept it, but it's like, sure, some of the old traditional ways are going to stay the same. Like, the ways that work, they're going to stay the same. Some things might change, some things might alter, but I would say there's a basic foundation upon human, on the human principle that just, there are some things that are going to remain as foundations, as core values of humanity that will never change. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a thing to go against. But yeah, some people just want to go against it, you know? That's change. Some people want to go back to a system that worked. That's more change. I mean, honestly, man, I keep hearing people that say that, like, the world we live in now is not the same world that we lived in years ago. And that's probably true, but it's like, of course it's true, because it's like, we don't live in the same world we lived in before, right? It's always changing. There's always some innovations. The fucking smartphone, for instance, was one of the biggest innovations in all of mankind. Crazy, man. Shit. We're living essentially in a golden age of humanity. That's what we're doing. I don't even know if, like, humanity ever got this, like, technically advanced. Ever. I mean, honestly, who the hell knows, man? Who the hell knows what the hell happened? But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed my little rabble talk. I enjoyed having you on. And yeah, if you like hearing what I'm saying, then don't be afraid to show some support and hit the like button. Honestly, I make pretty much whatever I want on this channel. It's, I admit I would like to see this channel gain more popularity, but I don't know. It's like, you know what, might as well be grateful for what I got. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, y'all have a good rest of your night tonight. I'm probably gonna go to bed soon. I don't know. It's been a long fucking day, man. Anyways, y'all have a good rest of your day today. So, talk to you later. Bye.